to Balance Living with Dr. Marissa.
Promise you joy in the mystery.
Dr. Marissa, also known as the Asian Oprah. Her mission, to be a beneficial presence on the planet. Her purpose, to be your personal advocate to live, laugh, love, learn. Her life motto, don't die wondering. Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
And welcome. You're tuned in to Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on NBC News, CNBC News, NBC Sports Radio Station, KCAA, home to the Asian Oprah, AM 1050, FM 106.5, and streaming everywhere. iHeartRadio, Spotify, Stitcher, iTunes, TuneIn, Audible, Amazon Music, Geosan, Podchaser, Tiki Live, Rumble, and more. Out of practice after a couple days. This is a show about hope and happiness, so there's no gossip, no scandal, and no K-words, no Kanye talk at all, because there's so much bad news out there. There's so much angry political rhetoric, ranting, shock talk, and I said 11 years ago that I would like to balance out all of the bad news with some good news. So this is a reality show for you and how you can be happy 88% of the time. So I have topics and guests to that end. Let's see. Gosh, last week we had Dr. Cancer's research with Nori on how to prevent, how to shrink tumors with your diet. It was a great show. I had with Dr. John Gray the week before, and I got to have lunch with him yesterday with his wife and my daughter in San Francisco, and that was just delightful. So, go to YouTube where you free subscribe and you get access to all of those past 939 shows. Just past the 11-year mark. And I'm so glad that you're here. I'm so glad that people were wrong, that a happy show would not survive. And you can see as she patiently waits for me to finish my opening that it is a very special day indeed with one of my favorite series. Her name is Beth Linder-Moss. She is my health and fitness expert. We do step up into your best life with Dr. Marissa and
Beth Linder-Moss.
She's the author of an Amazon best-selling book, Think Healthy, Be Healthy, and hosts 2 weekly national syndicated podcasts. Ms. Linder-Moss is a certified health and wellness coach, certified personal and group fitness trainer, and sports nutritionist, and an exercise physiologist. Having earned her Bachelor of Science degree from Penn State, Beth has helped thousands take positive steps in their journey to a healthier life through the written word, social media, one-on-one training, and group sessions. And she does have a free social media where you can actually work out along with her with diet tips, with health recipe tips. But please do go and get her book, which she poured her heart and soul into so that you could be healthy at home. And I bring her to you every first and third Tuesday for the same thing. Please welcome back to my studio, Beth Linder-Moss. Welcome back.
Good morning.
Good morning. Time for breakfast with Dr. Marissa and Beth Linder-Moss with a bite of my gratitude sandwich. And that's a way we also catch up with each other instead of saying, so how was your weekend? So I am grateful. 8 specific things that we're grateful for this morning, especially on Monday. So we don't make it a rainy days and Mondays always get me. It's actually up. Hashtag UP unlimited possibilities. So I am grateful that I got a nice text from Beth first thing on Mother's Day morning with a Superwoman cartoon wishing me a happy Mother's Day. That was very sweet. Thank you very much.
Okay. I am grateful. Well, I guess we'll stick with the Mother's Day theme for the moment. And I'm grateful for my mom, as she is an amazing role model. So and super supportive of everything that I do and my siblings. So I'm super grateful for my mom.
I am super grateful that I have a Chinese mom who gave birth to me, who's in Canada, in Toronto. She has Parkinson's and is her health is waning, but she's a strong woman, and I get my strength from her. And my bonus mom, Dolores, who's 90. My Chinese mom's 88, and both of them are wonderful support and evidence of, if it isn't one thing, it's your mother. But that love energy in my life to follow yours. Go ahead.
All right. I am grateful for, I guess, well, I don't know how to exactly put it, but my son's graduating college this Friday. So I'm super grateful for, he went to the College of New Jersey, graduating. I'm just super proud of him. So I guess that's, I don't know if it's grateful, proud, whatever it is, I'm going to put it out there. Graduating in 3 years with 2 bachelors. So, and staying on for another year for his master's. So I'm super grateful. I'm super grateful for Friday for his graduation.
That deserves some applause. Wow. Talk about an overachiever. Didn't fall far from the mama's tree. What are his 2 majors?
He is graduating with a public health and emergency management.
Great. Good job. What's his name?
Ethan.
Ethan. Nice job. You get a thumbs up. You get a finger. Thumbs up. I am grateful for my beautiful 2 daughters who hosted and invited me up for Mother's Day to celebrate. They both live in San Francisco. Actually, they live together. And it was just such a delightful weekend. Like I got, to see their favorite places where they get their Chinese pastries fresh. The hot pot we got to have for dinner, the Chinese restaurant we had dim sum at, my favorite restaurant of the crab that I just adore, R&G's downtown in Chinatown. Went to the beach because my grand dog son also turned 2. So we had on Mother's Day, but I said, no, that's my day. He can have Saturday. So if you have missed any of those video clips, he got 3 video clips on my social. Go to Doc Balance on Instagram. Beth is at Beth_Linder_Moss on Instagram, and you'll get lots of great videos there. Okay, so that's that. I think we're on your last gratitude.
Okay. I'm going to be grateful also for my girls, as you can imagine, the teenage attitude, but on Mother's Day, they were great. So I will take that anytime. They come down, they give me hugs, they say Happy Mother's Day. So 17-year-old girls, 2 going through at the same time. So I am very grateful that we were having like a non-attitude kind of day.
And this is for you, Mama, of the 2 teams. I remember those days. And it is true. They say once they get to their 20s, and I'm going to prove it. This is the poem that I got from my younger one, who's 23. Mom, you're the light of my life. Your love shines through every strife. Your beauty is like the beach, a place where I can always reach. You're always there when I need you. A love that's pure, strong, and true. I thank the heavens every day for a mom like you in every way. And that's from Sarah, the little one, my best big girl in the whole wide world. And the older one said, oh, that's what I used to say. You're my best big girl and best little girl in the whole wide world. So they all signed that way, which is kind of cool. And then from the older one, thank you for being such a strong person that I can always rely on. You have an abundance of love, knowledge, and empathy that positively impacts every soul you teach. I am very proud to call you my mom and enjoy spending and celebrating with you. To many more yummy memories. I love you, your bestest big girl. in the whole wide world. And she says, well, you can't see it, but this is what I did when they were little. I love you dearly. So all of my great nieces and everybody does that too. So it's just, can you tell I'm like naturally high this morning just on those vibes?
Those are very nice words.
Thank you. It makes up for the rest of the year when, I get triggered. I just pull that out. They can't take that back. So, all right, let's go to the bottom of the bun, which is self-appreciation. It's my BS, my belief system that good mental health starts with self-care, self-love, self-approval. So if you can't approve of yourself, how the fork do you expect anybody else to? So what do you like about yourself, Beth?
I like that I know we're going to talk about healthy habits. I like that I actually do practice what I preach when I give a lot of advice to everybody. I like that I don't really give the advice that I don't take. So I do take my own healthy advice and don't ever ask others not to do things that I don't do myself. So we're talking about healthy habits, and I have a lot of good healthy habits. So I'm very grateful and happy and appreciative of that.
Wonderful. So that's actually 2. You have healthy habits and you practice what you preach. I'll do 2 now. That I don't practice what I preach. That's why the show is called Take My Advice. I'm not using it. However, I do it 88% of the time, 12% of the time I don't, and I'm okay with that. I don't beat myself up about it 12% of the time. Like I did not work out at all when I was in San Francisco. I wanted it truly to be a wonderful vacation where I wasn't watching what I ate and I ate my favorite stuff. So I gave all my 12% up in San Francisco. I'm happy to say I did not gain weight. I actually lost a pound. So go figure. I know. We'll talk about that later. But those are 2 appreciations that I have of myself. And if you're listening along, I see the eyeballs rolling in. I'm so happy that you're here. Please feel free to comment, ask questions, chime in with your gratitudes and appreciations as we continue podcast number 939 with our special series called Step Up Into Your Best Life with Dr. Marissa and
Beth Linder-Moss.
All right. And go ahead. Appreciation.
All right. I'm going to appreciate my time management, as I have a very, like everybody else, busy lives, lots of things going on. Time management, I think, is a really good thing that I'm like super appreciative of what I do.
I appreciate that I have discipline that I do. That's what I call my healthy habits, things that I know that are good for me. And 88% of the time I execute, not kill them, but I actually do what I know is good for me. 88% of the time.
All right. I guess I'm up again. My last one is going to be, I appreciate about myself is that I really don't get, like you said, you give yourself that 12%. I also, if something happens I'm not hard on myself I know that like, if I didn't get a chance to get in, I pretty much work out every day, but if I didn't get in a long workout, it's all right. It's fine. And I'm not like hard on myself about certain things like that. So
beautiful. And I appreciate that I am open to impulses. In our traditional vocabulary, impulse is not usually a good thing because you have an impulse to do something bad. But in my life, my discipline is to be open to ideas and inspiration and impulses that come. And so when I had an impulse after I gave myself the weekend off of the show as well, and I played one of my favorite interviews with Marion Ross, who's the beloved mom from Happy Days. And she is Mrs. Cunningham. And she came to the studio when she was 89. She's now 92 or 93. And her son's been on, Jim Meskimen. And I had the impulse to play her show and then reach out and ask her publicist, my favorite publicist, Harlan, if she would be amenable. I know her health is not, she's 92. So, but if she would, grace my studio again with her son and just come on and say hi. And I followed the impulse, and guess what? She's gonna do it. So I'm so delighted to be able to host one more visit from Mary and Ross. And for that, I am grateful. And that's following impulse and having no fear to ask. So that is it for our gratitude sandwich for this morning. Thanks for joining us for breakfast. It's a good life habit. As we segue into the topic, how do we create good habits? This is a good habit. I hope that you have taken my Happy 88 Challenge. 30 days of having breakfast with us will sandwich your day in the most positive way. All right, now let's kick it off into the topic. Some of you are anxiously waiting the advice and the help that we're going to get from my staff health and wellness expert, Beth Linder-Moss, on how to create good habits, especially if you are anything like me. When she gave me the topic, I saw the word habit and immediately thought of hamburgers. So not a good habit. Do you have habit hamburgers over in the East Coast?
Yeah, actually we do, but it didn't even click to me what you were saying. I was like, I've never been there, so I don't know.
Well, yes, I can turn any word into food.
I totally wasn't even following that when I was like,
you see, Beth, you learn something new every time.
Although anyone who knows me would not be surprised, because I don't go to any of those places, so nobody would be surprised that I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, well, I think I may not have told you, I have this avoidance, embarrassing relationship with drive-throughs. I have told you, yeah. I miss the windows. I just keep missing the windows to pay and to pick up. So we just don't go. Anyways, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. So let's put the moose on the table first about why people don't create good habits. So, you know me, I like to be real, keeping it real. And I'll use myself as an example. It's too late. I've already let myself go. I've already, every time I try, New Year's resolutions is a great example. I go in with all the steam, or I say, if it's the 15th of the month, okay, on the 1st of next month, I'm going to stop eating this, or I'm going to start on the 1st. So in the meantime, I got 15 days to do whatever I want, eat whatever I want, do whatever I want, not work out. Just this morning, it's like, well, I'm starting Love My Body Project 5.0 tomorrow, because today I'm doing mahjong and we're having our foodie mahjong, which means we get to eat our favorite food before we play. So why bother doing my arm workouts or whatever? That's one of the things that happens to keep me from the habit. Another one is I have so much on my plate. I have so much to do. I don't have time to do the things that, are good for me, or, I'm the one that has to make the money, or I'm the one that has to, I'm a single mom. I don't have time to go to the gym. I don't have time to eat right. I don't have the money to eat right. It's cheaper to get fast food. I don't have time to cook healthy meal. Have I missed anything? Does this sound familiar? Yeah. Let me think. I mean, I've done all this myself. That's a little bit weird. She really enjoys working out, so it's almost like not fair. But I'm your real person here that really does not, I've almost gotten to a relationship with working out. So those are the excuses. Or I'm hurt. I have a bad back. I've had 2 hip replacements. My hips don't lie, and I can't do yoga, traditional yoga, which is why I created balanced Tai Chi Gong. I can't. I can't. So everybody has good, justifiable reasons why not to create a good habit. So that's my noose on the table. Why, Beth, do you want to create a good habit? What are the benefits? Convince me now.
Well, first of all, I'm going to say that all your excuses are not necessarily good excuses. Even though you said they were good, but I'm going to correct that, say they're not good excuses, because I can come up with other things that will like turn things around, right? So,
That's
so
why you
some of the habits, when we say habits, it doesn't have to mean like you have to go and you keep saying like, we're going to go work out, we're going to eat all these healthy things, we're going to change everything. But, and the New Year's resolutions that you brought up as well, right? So let's talk about like, in making a habit doesn't mean that we have to make it this huge thing, because what we need to do is make it into something that is small and attainable, which is like what we always talk about, taking those tiny steps, right? So what we want to do is we want to take those small steps, and most of the time we fail because we make it too big. Instead of saying, I'm going to go to the gym for an hour and 5 days a week, and yet you haven't worked out in how long, right? So we want to make that attainable. So making a habit really starts with taking something that you're doing every day and then adding onto it. So what I mean by that is we take something existing and we add onto it. So let's just say you brush your teeth every morning, right? Every morning you're brushing your teeth. So while you're brushing your teeth, you can do squats, or you can stand on one foot and practice your balance, which when you practice your balance also increases your core. See, I can just add that in very easily. We just put in a little core, or you can do squats, working your legs, right? While we're doing it, you can squat, then you can spit, you can brush, you can squat, you can spit, whatever, right? Like, or while you're just brushing, because you got to brush, sing your ABCs, all of that, washing your hands, you got to sing your ABCs, all those things, turn it into something. And right there, it's something we do every day. We wash, you brush your teeth, you wash your hands, you're doing these things every day. So while we're doing it, let's turn it into adding on one small thing on top of that. What do you think? Attainable, right?
That's great. I never even thought of that. Like, I've heard of, pray while you pee. That I've heard of. but that's a great idea, squatting while you are brushing your teeth. Which reminds me, is it true that when you are driving, if you held in your core, or you sucked your stomach in, or you did Kegels while you're driving, that actually is good for you? Is that true?
Yeah, sure. Absolutely. Whenever you can fit it in, it's like, as long as you're doing it, like, I think we talked about this so many times, that even if you do like, 3 times a day, 10 minutes, 3 times a day, right, of exercising, it's still good. You're still getting something in, right? So if you're driving and you can squeeze your core, sit up straight, you're practicing your posture. At the same time, you're also working your core and making sure that you're, in good form, instead of getting hunched over, learning bad habits. That's a bad habit, right? Everyone always says, sit up straight, right? So if you practice it while you're driving, then it's another habit right there. See, you just came up with another good thing to do. See, look at that. While you're driving, sit up straight, and then you don't get that hunch, right? Sit up straight, shoulders back, core tight.
So yeah, because my daughter kept doing this to me all weekend, because she sees me doing this with the, the phone. So can you just take me through the proper way of sitting straight with the core? Because I'm sucking my stomach in right now, but I'm not breathing, and I'm gonna like die in a second because I'm not breathing. So what would you take me through that right now?
Sit up straight, right? So roll your shoulders back just a little bit, right? Now you're going to, when you say squeeze your core, it's kind of like take your belly button and try and push it behind you.
Okay.
So you try and get your belly button to go behind you. And then at the same time, take deep breaths in and out, so you're not like forgetting to breathe.
Yeah.
Right?
Now I
So you
feel
gotta
it.
make sure you try to elongate while you're doing it though, because we want to take away that arch. So you
So
kind of
I feel a little hiccup in the back of my, like these muscles right here.
so
They
you might, if you feel it in the back, then you're probably still arching your back. So you need to
don't arch your back.
don't arch your back. You don't want to arch your back because that's when you feel that hiccup in the back. That's where you feel like in your low back when you arch it too much. So kind of like roll your hips forward a little bit more. Roll your hips forward a little bit more, and you squeeze the bottom of your core a little bit.
Do you pull in your butt?
You can. So in order to get your hips forward, you got to squeeze the booty a little bit.
Wow. Okay. So this is like I might not. I'm going to have to do this as I'm in park because I'll try to figure out while I'm driving. I'm likely to get.
But also, when you're in your chair, like in the driver's seat, also there's some lumbar support that's already there, so it'll feel a little different than when you are in your chair.
So do you do the Kegels at the same time or separately?
Well, normally I think you do it I think you should do it while you're in park, first of all, your Kegels, or I don't I'm not sure if I would do it while I was driving, but if you're really good at it, then maybe just be careful. Or maybe when you're at a red light, you could do it.
Okay. So if you've just tuned in and wondering what the heck is happening in the studio this morning, we're squirming around and moving around. We are talking about how to incorporate good habits into our already busy life to help us with good health, good muscle tone, with a good body. And we do have Beth Linder-Moss, my staff health and wellness expert. And she is teaching us things that we can do to incorporate into our busy lives to keep us healthy and eventually wealthy. So you are tuned in to take my advice. I'm not using it. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show on KCAA, AM 1050, FM 106.5, streaming everywhere, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Stitcher, and my YouTube channel, which is free. Subscribe, you get an alert every morning. So we are live streaming as well. If you have any questions for Beth Linder-Moss, please do ask them in the chat. And I just also pulled up her website because it is a myriad of great things, and her book, Think Healthy, Be Healthy. If you don't have it, you need to get it because everything is in there to help you step up into your best life. How is that? Can you see that?
I can see it. Yep. Thank you.
Perfect. Of course.
Yes.
Okay. So what else do you have?
I'm going to give you another really easy thing to do. Okay. So while you're making your morning coffee, right, take that 1 minute that it could take, and you can use that 1 minute for your meditation. So and you can kind of like get yourself centered and ready for the day. So you could take that minute while it's doing, and you could do like a 1 minute meditation. Okay.
So what does that look like, sound like, feel like? So you're at the coffee.
It could be a guided meditation. So you can listen to one and guide yourself through it. You can kind of just like set yourself up for your day and give some deep breathing exercises while you're doing it, just to get your head ready for the day. And again, it's only 1 minute, but it gets you ready and set and like take those deep breaths. So you're like, okay, I am ready to take on my day. I can do this, and I'm going to be in the right mindset. And that's just something easy to do because people make their coffee, or my tea I make in the morning. And it's the 1 minute, you can just use that time, instead of like shuffling all over the place or just standing there waiting for it. You can use that time and you can meditate. So that's another really easy way to do it. How about sometimes here's two things. I'm going to give you two more things. Okay. So sometimes some people need to do this so that they are already ready to go. So you sleep in your workout clothes.
Ooh. Not the sweaty ones you just wore yesterday, like clean, right?
I'm talking about, so you wake up and you're ready to go. Just like you wake up and you work out, right? Right. So if
Yes.
you wake up and you roll out of bed, you brush your teeth, you brush your teeth on one leg. So you're working your core right there. Right. And so your core is getting ready to go. And then you're ready to go do your workout because you're already in your workout clothes, all ready to go. Easy, right?
Yep. Yep, exactly. And I'm going to just go back and highlight, you were mentioning, great idea. I never even thought of that for the meditation while you wait for your coffee to brew. Because if you're like me, what do I do when I have spare time or just I'm waiting, which I hate doing, is I go and start scrolling, or I'll think of all these things that I need to do. And it's not a very edifying way to use that minute. What Beth is suggesting is actually just stopping and do meditation, which is just no thought. But what meditations, when you say guided, can you share what you usually use? And I'm going to share what I usually use.
Headspace has tons of really good ones. They have from like short ones to long ones, and you could just kind of pick and choose. And sometimes it has different categories you could choose from as well. So one day you might want one kind or a different kind, and you can kind of switch it up, and you don't have to do the same one all the time. So it's really nice. So I normally recommend Headspace. Which one do you recommend? Which one do you use?
Yeah, I use Esther Hicks, Law of Attraction. She has 6, I believe: general well-being, relationship meditation, physical meditation. So, or maybe 4. So they're free. They're on YouTube. A lot of people carry it. This particular one's on Hay House. So that's one. They're 15 minutes. And when I don't have time to sit and do a silent meditation before I'm off to a client, I actually do this in the car and I listen to it. Don't close your eyes while you're driving. But that's one that I use. So just to give you some, options. I also have my own guided meditation that is free, available to you on a website called satyama.com. It's in their virtual meditation availability on that tab. Ram Dass has one there. Michael Bernard Beckwith, my big brother, has one there. So there's plenty of free ways to meditate while you're waiting. And I think that's such a good point, Beth, because that's health. That's your mind health, to stop that, the fear mind, the critical chatter, the monkey brain, all of the ways in which we sabotage our own, connection to good.
Yes, I agree. I'm going to give a couple more tips. How about, if you are somebody who maybe is not going to wake up and work out because you wake up and you have to go to work first or do something first, but you put your gym bag by the door so that as you walk out, you have it ready to go and you could just take it with you, leave it on the front seat so you don't forget it's there. Right. So it's kind of staring at you in the face. So you know that when you're done doing whatever it is that you had to do, whether it's work, drop the kids off at school, whatever it might be, wherever you're going out to, you have your gym bag is already there for you. The other thing with these really nice days out, you can also make it into a habit that every day after dinner, we go for a walk. So maybe even the whole family goes for a walk. You could take the dog, the kids, your significant other, whoever, and you just go for a stroll, enjoy this amazing weather that we have this spring. I know that it's amazing here. I have to imagine it's amazing where you are too in LA. So if it's good here, it's got to be even better there. So,
and how?
Just go into like after dinner, as soon as, you say, okay, everybody, let's go outside and we just go for a walk. It is a great habit. It's also can be by yourself. Maybe it's your alone time and you're saying to your significant other, I'm going to be back in 20 minutes, whatever. I just got to go clear my head. I'm going to go for a walk. or it's family time and we all go together, whatever it is. But every day after dinner, we do that. It just makes into another habit. You had
Yeah.
dinner, so now we are linking on something onto that, which is the walk. So when
Yeah.
you take something that you do daily and you link one more thing onto it, it makes it into that habit, into a routine, and stuff like that. So I
That's
think that is just like a great way to do stuff.
That's a great idea, and I'm just gonna put my exclamation point on this because of COVID. That thing we just went through. I got that thing on my phone saying no longer notifying you about exposure. So for me, that's a significant sign. Even though I just got another text from another friend saying that their husband has COVID, and my girlfriend I talked to last night has COVID. So it ain't over, and knock on wood, I haven't had it yet, but we have created not good habits during COVID. Okay. I don't know about you. I'll be honest. I never used to, I don't have a TV, but somehow I have this new habit of watching new series or, good series that I just keep hitting next episode until I can't, and I'm like, yeah, I got to get up at 6 in the morning every morning for this show. What the fork am I doing? But it's a bad habit. So I'm trying to break myself out of it. The other bad habit is we sit in front of the screen and we don't go for walks as you're suggesting. We don't go outside. We don't, now it's like a nice day and it's like, oh, what's the newest episode of blah, 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 blah. And it's a horrible thing we've gotten into. We're isolated. We stay at home. Like we didn't want us to, we fought stay at home, right? We fought it. And then now it's like, oh, stay at home. Oh, yay. So it's work at home. Yay. But it's really important to and get over the hump. And I think I wanted to bring that up. That first one is the most difficult. But if you could get that first one, second one is a little bit easier. Third one is that's the nature of habits. That first one. So Beth's suggestions on how do we make the first one the easiest possible first one? Well, we sleep in our workout clothes. We have the gym bag by the door. It's an effort to trick our minds to not say it's too much work. It's too hard. It's too much. And for me, I call it the gospel according to Nike. Just do it. I don't give myself time to debate whether or not I feel like going to the gym or not. I just do it. And then, then it's too late. Like my mind's like, hey, whoa, what happened just now? My bathing suit says, let's go for a swim. My sweatpants say, nah, you're good. Stay in bed. I didn't listen to my sweatpants. So I don't even wear sweatpants. But anyways, that's a cartoon. So I know that my mind is a dangerous neighborhood. You don't want to go in there alone. I know that if I've given the choice, I will not go. So
But maybe you can reward yourself for doing it. So say if I do this 7 days this week, I will reward myself, not necessarily with a bad something, but by going and doing something also that, like I said, I think I've said it a lot. You put money in a jar at the end of the month, right? You can, go get a facial, go get a massage, go buy yourself a new pair of sneakers, whatever it might be. You also could use it and say, hey, I deserve to go out with my friends. I've been doing so good. And yes, you are allowed to go out and enjoy, right? 12% of the time. So use that for your 12% of the time and go out and have fun and go do something that you wanted to do. So you can reward yourself for doing all of these things. So that's something to look forward to. So to get over that hump, say, okay, every week that I do this, I'm going to put X amount into a jar, right? And then at the end of the month, you can say to your friends, hey, let's go celebrate, and then at the end of the next month, you can say, let's celebrate again, right? And then there's something to look forward to, girls' night out, whatever it might be, that you could do. It could be that, or it's just getting yourself stuff that you want or need, that you maybe went to bought yourself. Maybe you're saving up for a bag that you wouldn't get yourself, but because you did something, now you can, because you deserve it.
Yeah. Yeah. Super great points. Rewarding yourself, approving of what you've done. I do every time I do something I don't want to do, I say, "Good job, mama." And that's for me. It's my ability to approve. I don't need to look anywhere else. Well, there's no one around, but I don't need to look for approval on the outside for me to say, like this morning, I really didn't want to do the arm exercises. I really didn't want to do the core exercises, but I did them anyways. And then afterwards, I'm like, yes, good job, mama. And I think that is also very important. I just popped up Beth's website. It's a super great resources. Her social media has great ideas for free. And then, of course, please do, if you want to just give a plug, what's something in your website that people can look forward to getting? Let's see, we've got testimonials.
Yeah,
How to contact.
Yeah, definitely read some of those testimonials. You can see how I've helped other people and how I can help you as well. I do my health coach, so you could also contact me if you're looking for a health coach. Feel free to contact me, and that's part of my testimonials. You could also get recipes. There's all different good stuff up there. And if you missed any of my podcasts with Dr. Marissa or on my own, they're also up on the website too as well. So you could go back, or you want to re-listen to a good website. Re-listen to a good podcast, go back to it, and you can find them there, because I have both of my regular podcast and my podcast with Dr. Marissa up there. So anything you can go back to and catch. That we have up different places that you could have seen me on different TVs or radios and stuff like that as well.
I didn't even know I was on here. That's super cool. See what happens when I try. That's great. That's great. So, lots there. And of course, I forgot to just highlight your book one more time, because I think it's really important that we offer resources here for you. And just to give a plug for your book again, hold on one second.
And you can get it everywhere and anywhere.
Yeah. So give me, what is one of the tips that you have not shared yet from here? Simple strategies to gain confidence through fitness, nutrition, and a well-balanced lifestyle. I'm guessing that the stuff that you are sharing today is also referred to in there, ways.
It definitely is. There's some ways in there. We are definitely going into a little bit more than, the book. So we are able to expand on some of the stuff in the book. Something I don't have in my book at all, that I have in my book that we haven't even talked about, is sleep habits. So you could go in there and get some good sleep habits as well. So
that's next week's topic. I didn't know that you had that. Yeah, let's do that for next week's topic, because there's a sleep epidemic going around now, right? And the first thing people usually do is tell their doctor, who gives them a pill, and then you get addicted to the pill, and then there's side effects. So let's talk about that next week for sure.
Okay. Great.
All right. Any other tips? So in review, what we've talked about so far: how to create a good habit that is healthy for you. Tack it on to things that you already do. When there's wait time, do things that you have time to do to combat the I don't have enough time. What else have we said? Oh yeah, how to make it easy for your brain, right? Sleeping in your workout clothes. Go ahead.
Yeah, reward yourself. And the other thing to make it, I think we just said it, but to make a habit, don't make it unrealistic. Make it something that is very realistic, and we can then, once you get the smaller step, you can move yourself to the next step and then the next step. So start something small and attainable, and then keep making that one. Once you have attained that and able to do that, then you move on to the next one. And I was actually going to talk about for a minute is that I think that most people have heard this is 21 days to make a habit. But realistically, I want to give everyone a true realistic is that it probably takes a little bit longer. More studies have shown that if you're really into it, like really like I got this into it and everything, it may take you 21 days, but realistically it might be a little bit longer, because sometimes we make some of these ideas of habits that we're trying to attain, like I said, sometimes are a little bit not quite as attainable. If we maybe made something a little bit of a bigger step or a little stretch, it may take a couple more days upon that. Studies have shown it could take up to 50 days to really 60. Actually, I think I read recently it was 66 days to actually do that. So I don't want anyone to get disappointed. So don't get disappointed in it. Just keep trying, keep going for it. Remember, like I said all the time, you are worth it, and you can do it. Just stay strong and stay positive. If you get off the road, you kind of veer off onto like a side street or whatever, it's all right. Get back on. It's all right. Don't be hard on yourself. Get right back on, because just understand that it does take a while. It is not like something that we start today and tomorrow we have a habit of doing it. It takes time to obtain that. So I want everyone just to be a little bit more realistic about it. The old days, it was saying 21 days. Now the newer research that I think was done actually last year, from what I understand, is that a study I read is that it takes closer to the 66 days on average. So 21 days is definitely how to form a habit, but give yourself a little leeway.
Yes, I'm glad you brought that up. I actually also read that actually came from a guy, the 21 days, and everybody ran with that. And now I can't find it. I actually was going to put it as part of the promo, and I ended up coming up with something else. But it's 2 to 3 months is what the most of the research is saying. So we don't want to lead you astray with false data that is not empirical, because I'm a big stickler on that. But I also wanted to highlight something that you said earlier, which is we have a tendency, especially Americans, to be all or nothing. And I think I started the show by saying, I'm not going to eat this for the rest of my life, or I'm going to start at the first of the month and just do this and not this. And I'm never going to eat another donut, or I'm never going to have any sugar, or I'm never going to have any coffee. God, I'm never going to have all these things. And we go to this extreme that's not realistic, not attainable, and is so deprivation oriented that the brat in you is going to be like, who says you're not the boss of me? Of course I can have whatever I want. And then you screw up and you go all to the other end, which is how you get yo-yo dieting and yo-yo weight and yo-yo ding dong, crazy, right? With your weight and your size. And I've lost 1,000 pounds in my lifetime because of this up and down business. So don't do the all or nothing. Try to balance, and just a little at a time, 15 minutes at a time. That's always a great cheerleader for you. Do you, whatever works for you, a little bit at a time, whatever you can do, you can do. So the all or nothing is not your friend.
No, it is definitely not. That's why I'm always like, listen, we're all human. We all get off track at times. There's things that happen. Life happens, right? Life happens. Something happened and it threw us off. We had a bad day, and you do one of your unhealthy habits maybe that day because you had a bad day. Okay, wake up the next morning and be like, okay, back on track. We got this, and it's fine. It's okay to have a bad day here and there. It's okay. Even if you have a bad week, get back on. Like, don't just throw the towel in. I always say, take that towel that you use it for sweat. Don't just throw it in, put it back on, dab it again. All right. So
I
we're
like
not
it.
throwing it in. We're using it for our sweat while we're working out or whatever it is that we're working towards our goals of, if it's healthy eating and, all of that kind of stuff. We're just sleeping that we're going to talk about, whatever it is, try and give yourself the leeway and understand that there is definitely not all or nothing, because that is just so unrealistic.
Yeah. Well, then you get to the whale, right? Those of you who watch the movie, that's how you get to the whale. That's how you get to the, 3, 4, 500-pound people, is they threw in the towel. Like, I know that if I say F it, right? If I say fork it, I could be, knowing my love for really good food, I know that I could actually go down that path. And so I have to respect and love myself enough to know, it's not my body's fault. It's my decisions that lead myself to the overweight, not feeling good, putting my joints in this thing about the excuse, not the excuse. Okay, there are some people who definitely have hormones or whatever, the endocrine and what is that, hyperthyroidism or hypothyroidism, but there's still, even that, you can make decisions for that. This is my biggest message in what I do, is the most powerful tool that human beings have that we do not take advantage of is choice. And we have gotten so lazy or bought into that BS belief system that someone's to blame, right? Obesity, someone's to blame for having it so accessible. Gun violence, it's someone's to blame. And yes, systems do support good and bad things, but ultimately you have a choice to watch what you watch. Nobody puts a gun to your head to pick up a Krispy Kreme every day. Nobody does. That's my choice. There's consequences to every choice. I will have a Krispy Kreme and I will enjoy this because I don't have them often. The stuff that I had this weekend, I was one with that because I knew I was making a choice to really enjoy those things that if I had every day, I would be 400 pounds. And I said, okay, I'm going to do this. And now today, Love My Body Project 5.0. Get back on. Know what tomorrow morning I'm going to be going straight to the gym. So choose all these great advice that Beth is, suggestions, recommendations. Choose to use them. It's your life. It's your body. It's your mind. It's your fact, or not lack thereof. How's that for a soapbox? That was my final word. Beth, what's your final word?
Yeah. My final word is, remember, love yourself. You are worth it. Do it for you. You do you, and make everything attainable. Don't just realize you got to take the steps to get there. Don't just jump up and be like, oh my God, I haven't worked out in 10 years and I'm going to the gym every day for, an hour. Make it attainable, but do you, and do it for you. Do it for you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for tuning in. This has been another scintillating episode of my special series, Step Up Into Your Best Life with Dr. Marissa and
Beth Linder-Moss.
The Asian Oprah giveaway today is another pair of tickets to the magic show, which is at the Cerritos Center for the Performing Arts in Cerritos, California, and a pair of tickets to ABBA, who is also performing there, but the ticket giveaway is to the Saban Theater. Go to drmarissa.life, put in Asian Oprah giveaway, and I will contact you to see if you won a pair of tickets. That's it for today's show. Please join me tomorrow for another great episode. I know that you're going to have, it's all about balance. Peace in, peace out, world peace through inner peace. Thank you, Beth Linder-Moss, for coming on again. Now go and have the best day ever. See you tomorrow.